Oh, wait, whoa, cancel everything. Brett says we have a Darnell Nurse clip right here ready to go.
Woo.
I would like to hear from the horse's mouth himself. So, Brett, let's take a listen to our boy Darnell.
What about your game? How's your game going? It looked like you fought it tonight.
Good analysis.
Yeah. Well, my point would be, it always takes, when a team's having a hard time, it takes the guys wearing the letters, the best players, to get you out of this thing. Tonight, we didn't see that. The best guys were the ones making the mistakes. Does that have to change before you can get out of this thing?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Wasn't expecting that for Darnell Nurse post-game interview. Okay, instant reaction to that, Pangs, is I hope that is just because it's Mark Spector asking him those questions, and that's why he has such a short response, because if that is your assistant captain in a post-game interview clip where he was without a doubt the worst player on the ice, and he can't give you more than 4 or 5 words, that pisses me off. And I mean, once again, I hope to believe that is just because Spec is asking that question. So he says, good analysis, which is probably the case. But once again, that's not what you want from your leader in the room, 31 years old. He's born in 1995, like myself. That looks immature. That looks irresponsible. That looks like he's ignoring everything terrible that he did out on the ice today, which once again, hey man, you're going to have bad games. It's going to happen, up and downs. Darnell, you've been here enough. You've been through those post-game media scrums. That is shocking to me right there to see that from Darnell. And wow, Pangs, what's your takeaway from that?
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's an immature response from a leader on the back end there. Darnell Nurse had a bad game. And Tristan Jarry, when he had a bad game, when was it, against Minnesota, or a couple games ago, 3 games ago, he took accountability. Darnell Nurse needs to take accountability and say, hey, you know what? I did play bad. I need to do better. You just sharp responses, kind of childish responses from Darnell Nurse. I would have liked to see him take accountability there.
That's so childish. That is so like one of the kids at Brunch for Ben would have given that kind of answer. That is Daryl. I'm seeing a lot of people in right here reacted like he doesn't like criticism, or maybe he doesn't deserve it. Nurse is the least accountable leader on this team. Once again, I understand why people have their disdain for Mark Spector from time to time. I get it. Yeah. I also think Spec is one of the few Oilers reporters that will say it straight up and will give it to you straight up. Sometimes he maybe needs to choose his words a little bit better. Do you think anything that he asked right there was egregious by any means? He said you were fighting it out there, which I think personally is putting that incredibly fucking nicely, Darnell Nurse. And that the second one is he points out your star players weren't the best, and they weren't the best in this hockey game, even though I think McDavid had 3 points. But we talked about it from Connor, Leon, and their turnovers. I don't think anything Spec said right there is out of left field or anything. Do you?
I think the way Spector asked those questions just kind of teed it up perfectly for Darnell Nurse to present what do you need to do better. What do you need to do better? Whether it is, hey, I got to try harder. Hey,
Wake the fuck up.
I just got to not do giveaways. Hey, I just got to be ready for games. He didn't give like an answer. He didn't take accountability. He just said, yeah, no, I'm good. Oh, no, fine.
Rain City 11 said, I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that locker room. Something is up.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.